What's up, folks, and welcome to Crypto with James. Talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. We'll also be talking about briefly about the Senate rejecting the amendment in the US. Bitcoin's had a small retracement over the last 24 hours as maybe a result of that. And to be fair, it broke through 46 grand, so it probably needed a small retracement. But we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about Electroneum. Um, Before I do, as always, the spreadsheet's updated. These were the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. If you'd invested 100 bucks into each one, you'd be in profit for $22,368. Add in your $2,600 investment if you'd put in 100 into each, and you'd be in for 24,968 bucks. It's pretty good. It's not far from a 10x across 26 coins. Now, obviously, Phantom leads the way there. So, literally a 55x. I did a Udemy course on Phantom in May of last year where I said I think it would be the best investment of the year, and it just crushed it. I know not only myself, but a ton of my Udemy students that invested in it made crazy returns on our investments, and it's awesome. Um, I've been in all of these at one point or another. I've cashed out gains in almost all of them now. In fact, so this spreadsheet is not reflective of what I hold. In fact, if you want to see what I hold, check out Copy My Crypto. The link's in the description. Um, my portfolio is built to make the maximum possible gains. If you check out Copy My Crypto, you will see as well when you join the last week or so's the my holdings by percentage, my biggest holdings have had some crazy good runs in the last week or so. I know the members are very happy. I know the newest members that have tons have joined in the last couple of weeks, and I know they're buzzing as well with the gains that have been made, and they're set to continue. Make no mistake about it, a week, 2 weeks down the line, coins are going to be up even more than they already are, 30-40% from this point, and your gains will be smaller. It's an inevitability because the prices will be higher. So if you're going to get into crypto, you've got the sort of perfect time because this bull cycle might last 4 more months, maybe till January, but then you expect a bear market to hit. So you've got quarter of a year, third of a year to make some serious money before the bear market hits, and the bear market will hit like it always does. But you've got a chance right now to build some wealth before the bear market, and then you can use that wealth again to build more wealth for the next bull cycle, because the next Bitcoin halving is in less than 3 years. So you've got some time after this bull cycle ends. Anyway, guys, before I get to Electroneum, this man, this senator, Richard Shelby. So, two senators shot down the amendment that was being put into the crypto bill. The amendment was literally to effectively remove the vagueity of the language. So there's a situation where anyone that actually participates in even staking will have to record transactions constantly for the inland revenue. There's a basis of anything above 10 grand has to be recorded. So there's two major problems with the bill in and of itself. Miners will leave the US because you've got to record. So Bitcoin miners will leave the US because you've got to record every transaction above 10,000 according to normal inland revenue rules. It's a ridiculous circumstance. And number two, if you're just an individual, just a normal person participating in staking, you're getting screwed because now you've got to participate and log every transaction. It becomes a ridiculous circumstance. Ted Cruz was the first guy to block the amendment, saying not 5 senators could tell you what a cryptocurrency is. And here's a point. If you cannot tell anyone what a cryptocurrency is, maybe you shouldn't have the job you do. Your responsibility is to represent your districts. And I guarantee you there are plenty of people within your districts that use cryptocurrencies, and you're failing them. if not five of them, can tell you what a cryptocurrency is, none of them should be in the position that they're in. Staggering. Next guy is this guy, Shelby. So he blocked the amendment. He said he will agree with the amendment if 50 billion more dollars is put into the military budget. That's per year. The American government put in 750 billion a year into the military, and he wants another 50 billion. And it's BS because that's not what he wanted. He works for these people. Chairman of banking. His biggest campaign contributors have been commercial banks. Well, that's his biggest industry. But look, Oshkosh Corporation, Prudential Financial. He's just protecting banks. He put in a request for 50 billion for the military, which he knew wasn't going to get passed, but it meant that he doesn't get brought into the banking situation. No one brings up, oh well, you're the chairman of banking. Were you just protecting banks? No, no, no. I was concerned about the military. Da, 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 da. BS. He just wanted to shut it down, but it hurts everyone. It hurts everyone. It hurts the U.S. economy. You've got less Bitcoin being mined in the country. You've got a smaller. I mean, not opening the US up to cryptocurrencies is foolhardy, and they will. So it's short-sighted as well, because even 4 years down the line, the US will be massively open to crypto. So his behavior is short-sighted, but he's retiring at the end of this Congress anyway. So he's just he's just screwed the people of not only of Alabama but of the US to protect his contributors. And it's corrupt and it's pathetic and it's not what we want to see. Anyway, that rant over. Electroneum. Electroneum I quite like actually. Electroneum's been around for about 4 years. And yeah, it's a UK based crypto and it launched like a $40 million ICO. Now this was at the point where ICOs were wild in 2017 and obviously it had a huge initial pump up to nearly 20 cents and then spent pretty much the last year or so flailing around half a cent. And in March of this year had a bit of a pump up to 3.5 cents and is back to about a cent and a half. So yeah, the price has never actually really been overly exciting, but the crypto itself is interesting. So firstly, it's done by something called proof of responsibility. Now, proof of responsibility is a way where they actually just have selected validators. Like what they've done to prevent these 51% attacks that we've seen in Electroneum Classic, that we've seen in Bitcoin SV lately. They've got specific validators that they choose. All of these validators are NGOs, so they use their block rewards and put it straight into charity work, which is actually, whatever you want to say, that's quite an honourable thing to do. It means you've got a more trustworthy selection of validators, um, and that's how they run it. Which is pretty good. I like that. I actually like that quite a lot. Now, in terms of Electroneum, it's a mobile phone based payment app. So you can basically pay for goods and services with ETN, the Electroneum token. And you can actually do that with through a lot of stores in the UK and worldwide. Um, they're trying to bring the banking to the unbanked. No need for Visa, no need for MasterCard, none of that. No PayPal, no Apple Pay. I like that, you know. There is a real functionality to this. And it used to be that there were a hell of a lot, like you used to be able to mine through your phone. Now, obviously, now with the validators, it's slightly different. Um, the team itself is really pretty good. So if we have a look at the team, the main guy, the CEO, has been an entrepreneur for ages, and he was an entrepreneur prior to the crypto space. Um, so that's Richard Ells. So he's also the owner of Site Wizard Ltd, which is a digital agency, and Retortal Limited, which is a social media schedule. Um, and the head of operations worked for Aston Martin, Bentley, Jaguar, Land Rover. Had some work with some major or like car brands basically. Um, they've got a good team. Now the team um, itself, like I said, is pretty good. But what I'm liking as well is they're starting to get out of, or they're starting to get in better advisors. Now, while they've got a couple podcasters and stuff, Matty Greenspan is one I really like. So he was the CEO of Quantum. He's the CEO of Quantum Economics. So he's an investment specialist, and he's been in the financial markets his entire life. Co-authored a few very good books as well. And to be honest, he's a good advisor that you want within your team, particularly when you're looking at the economics of the crypto space. Electroneum has a total supply of 17.88 billion. Is the total high will be 21 billion, so 1,000 times Bitcoin. Now, Electroneum is key goal, the key point of it. I don't know why I keep right clicking, sorry. Um, is to ensure that you can pay for as much as you need to, no fees, or really tiny fees. It's the sort of um, it's effectively trying to be what Bitcoin was initially. Now they've expanded beyond that, but it's the whole idea is it's a payment solution. Now everything can be done on the phone now as well, um, and I'm quite bullish on it as a long-term payment solution. It needs more adoption. That's an issue. I don't think the volume is ever really been good enough. You know, in the last year, the highest volume sort of been around 6 million in a day. Um, Before that, it was, the last time it had really good volume was in 2018, basically around its launch. So adoption's sort of the biggest problem. And I don't mean just from a trading perspective, like they have got a really decent use out of the app, out of the payment solution. They genuinely have. However, the numbers need to be bigger. They just do. They just do. Um, if you look globally, they've had 3 million people download the ETN app. Okay. Doesn't actually tell you how many people necessarily are using the ETN app. Okay. I've downloaded many apps and then deleted them. They do 101,500 blockchain transactions per month. That's not that great in terms of actual transactions. Okay. But if it's a payment solution, it's not that bad. But when you're talking about 3 million people that have downloaded the app, that means, the majority are not doing a transaction. Um, it's wonderful that you can spend ETN in that many countries. It's good that you're seeing that many mobile and utilities top ups. And again, in-app instant transfers, if you're having that per month, that's pretty good. But the numbers are too small. And that's the issue, really. I genuinely, like I said, believe that this is a very, very good solution um, as payment utility, but they have to have a larger like they have to have a large amount of people using it. If we just take a look at the ETN blockchain for a second, I'll pause. Okay, so here's your Electroneum blockchain explorer. Um, block size is obviously very good. The problem I've got, like I said, I genuinely think this is a phenomenal use case. I think it's really good. But look, you've only had 7.7 million transactions since its genesis. That's 3 years ago, or 4 years. 3.3 years and a bit more. Its genesis was around September of, or its ICO was in September of 2017. So there's a lot to do um, to bring a greater or to bring a greater adoption. That's its biggest issue. Once that happens, ETN legitimately could take off. Short term, this bull cycle, maybe 6 cents, um, which is about 4x. But even then, not sure we'd see a 4x. Not sure we'd see. We've not actually broken 3.5 cents. Um, like that's the highest we got this year. I think you're probably looking around the same numbers. You might get a 3x. I'll say 4.2 or 4.5 cents. That's about the highest I see it going this cycle. But then if you've got 3 years to push for adoption, and it does get adopted over the 3 years before the next bull cycle, sky's the limit. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's it from me. If you are new to crypto or you've been in crypto a little bit and you're not sure what to hold, check out Copy My Crypto. The success stories are immense. Remember, the calls I made this year, Phantom saying that was going to be one of the best investments of the year. It has done at one point in the last year and at a 182x, and it probably will get back to those heights again. And I also pointed out to everyone on YouTube to get the hell out of Yam. And 24 hours later, Yam collapsed. Um, so I don't mind making those calls. And I put the spreadsheet up because you can see my history on YouTube. So you can see me talking about them. Anyway, that's it. Take care, guys.